Hi, I'm Angela Lehman. I'm the writer and spoken word curator for the Chamber Music Society of Central Virginia. And today I'm going to share a poem by the 20th century American poet Theodore Roethke with you. But first, a little story. I was planning on spending January through May in Palestine as a Fulbright scholar teaching at An-Najah University in Nablus, but returned back on March 20 for reasons that you can guess. But I want to tell a story about one particular day of the 2.5 months that I was there. This was March 5. I woke up very excited. The previous day I had learned about a music group to play with and about the availability of a cello, a half-size cello, but a cello for me to use. So as soon as I was done with work on May 5, I packed up my stuff, headed downtown to a municipal cultural center housed in an old Ottoman era building, and got my half-size cello and joined this ensemble that was made up of maybe 5 violinists, a violist, 2 or 3 oud players, a percussionist, oh goodness, I forgot to look up the name, a table harp, a piano player, and me, the cellist, playing Middle Eastern music. And it was so much fun. It was the best day I had had, the best single day I had had there. And I was looking forward to going back every week. So on the way home, I had in the taxi, I had my phone out. I was texting my friends. Guess what happened? I'm so excited. Oh, I took one picture. I wish I had gotten a photo of the whole group, but I just took a selfie. I think you can see this now, me, and this is a half-size cello. So texting people how excited I was. And at that point, I also got the first message about an event cancellation for the upcoming Sunday. A reading that I was going to go to had been canceled because of coronavirus concerns. So I got home, got out of the taxi, got into the apartment, and about 10 minutes later realized I had left my phone in the taxi, which was bad news because I don't speak Arabic well enough to and I didn't know what taxi company it was, and I tried tracking it down. Anyway, didn't have a phone. So eventually I still had my laptop, but eventually I went to bed. And when I woke up about 5 in the morning, because things get started very early over there, first thing I find out is that universities have been closed all throughout Palestine. Schools, government organizations, city and national organizations have been closed. And from there, you can guess what happened. Everything escalated, and here I am, back here now. Never did find my phone, but I have a loaner phone. And never did, of course, get to go play with the group again, but that's on my list of things to do next year. So I chose the poem The Waking by Theodore Roethke. To me, this is a magical, incantatory poem that I've read it for years, for decades, and I still don't understand it, but I feel it. This poem is a villanelle. It's a form with some very specific guidelines, one of which is the use of alternating refrains. And I had always read one of the refrains like this: I learn by going where I have to go. In other words, I learned that my actions will lead me into the future, that the future awakens as I go into it. But rereading the poem last week, I realized another way of reading it, that line that became meaningful. If I read it like this, I learn by going where I have to go. I had to go home to the United States from Palestine. And once here, I had to go into my home. And all of us, we are having to go into ourselves and examine our lives and the world, and pay more attention to the being that dances between our ears, which is another line you'll hear in the poem. So here is The Waking by Theodore Roethke. I wake to sleep and take my waking slow. I feel my fate in what I cannot fear. I learn by going where I have to go. We think by feeling. What is there to know? I hear my being dance from ear to ear. I wake to sleep and take my waking slow. Of those so close beside me, which are you? God bless the ground. I shall walk softly there and learn by going where I have to go. Light takes the tree, but who can tell us how? The lowly worm climbs up a winding stair. I wake to sleep and take my waking slow. Great nature has another thing to do to you and me. So take the lively air and lovely, learn by going where to go. This shaking keeps me steady. I should know. What falls away is always and is near. I wake to sleep and take my waking slow. I learn by going where I have to go. Thank you.